Good morning, my lovelies. Another Sunday, another weekly forecast. This week, we are talking about the week of the 25th of November to the 1st of December. Yes, can you believe it? We almost made it through the year. It's been quite a year, at least for me. I don't know about you, but it's been quite a year. Now, let's see what this week has in store for us. This is maybe a quiet week. I don't know if I would want to say it's a quiet week. But it's not as busy as last week. And, remember last week was super potent because we had Pluto shift signs, which means like there was a huge shift in the collective when it comes to energetics, right? The energy that we are experiencing, that we live in. Now, let's start with the 25th. We have the moon trine Pluto. Now, remember the moon was the first aspect that Pluto made when Pluto moved into Aquarius, opposing the moon in Leo. Now the moon moved on. Now the moon learned a little, right? On the journey to the trine, it's almost like there's a release, right? There's this release energy. So with this aspect, the moon might be able to integrate certain lessons that came up during the last week. The moon might, and I say might because it's never a given, right? Because the moon is unconscious energy. And we'll have to work with that. And the way we work with unconscious energy is usually through meditation, through body work. We can't usually think ourselves into the moon energy. Yes, we might be able to come from a perspective of logic and say, okay, you shouldn't be so emotional because this and that. Look at it logically. But that's not how you heal emotional wounds. You don't heal them from a logical perspective. It might help you in the moment to see it logically, but you will have to heal it through some kind of body work. And that could be meditation, that could be yoga, that could be any other form of body work that gets you in the body. This could be a beautiful day to go to that yoga class, to do some meditation, to help things flow through you and integrate. Then on the 26th, we have the sun trining the north node, sextiling the south node. Beautiful aspect. I think also a very productive aspect, or it can be a very productive aspect because the sun, very productive energy, right? Very forward moving, shining my light, utilizing my God-given gifts, right? My universally given gifts, like my inner sun. I'm utilizing it to where I'm going. And everyone is on board because South Node and North Node are both on board. The North Node is in a trine, right? We have an easier flow to where we are going, but also there is this integration of the South Node, because the South Node is not to be discarded, right? The South Node needs to be on board to where we are going. The South Node energy within us, the energy we hold there, needs to be integrated. It needs to be integrated in a way that it serves us to go where we're going. So our past, basically, what we're saying here is, the things that you've learned, that you've gone through, you gotta integrate them in a way that they serve you. You can't just block them out and say, F you, go away. That energy needs to be integrated. You can't ignore it. You can't, put it into the box, under the bed, in the spare room. It's gotta be integrated in a healthy way. Otherwise, it will always trigger you. And that will then hinder you to really fully expand into that North Node self. Doesn't mean you will not be able to get there, but you will probably not be able to be full there, to feel full there, to feel authentic there, because there's always something in the background, that. I don't know what that was. Then on the 27th, we have the sun trining Mars, the sun in Sagittarius trining Mars in Leo, very fiery energy. This speaks a little bit, or this reminds me on what I talked about at the end of last week's video, when I talked about Mars and Mars retrograding soon, and Mars being what we want, going after what we want. Now, Mars and the sun, they are on board, right? They both want to go and get the thing, whatever the thing is, right? Could be anything in your life. And they're on board. They're like, yeah, let's do it. But Mars is slowing down. Mars is like, well, yeah, I want to go do it, but I think I need to do some more inner work to be able to hold the thing that I'm after, that I want. So They are both on board. However, I think getting to where you want to go and actually doing the steps to get it will probably take you a little while, because Mars is going to move very, very slow. And unusually for Mars is going to also be more intentional, because Mars is reviewing during that retrograde. Mars is not in retrograde yet, but Mars is already super slow. We're almost there, right? The retrograde is starting in a week's time. So we are basically already there. Mars has stopped. Mars is like, yes, I'm on board with you, son. I know we want that. We got to go there. But Mars might not be ready yet. And there might be a push and pull within you to like, you want this thing and you should go after it. But there's also this part of you that is holding you back and you're not quite sure what exactly it is, but you want to find out. And this retrograde will help you. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a very trying time, that retrograde, because Mars is first retrograding obviously in Leo, but then in Cancer, and Mars in Cancer is already not a happy fella. But again, there is so much growth here, because when Mars retrogrades in Cancer, Mars is reviewing what we need to feel fully safe, to feel fully grounded, feel fully rooted, and then move from that place. Not just move, but move from a rooted place. Then on the 28th, Venus is squaring Chiron. Chiron is retrograde. Now this is probably things showing up that pertain to your inner child work that you don't actually want to deal with right now, but they are here now. They're showing up. They probably relate to your worth and value, or the worth and value that you're not fully embodying yet. You might mentally know, of course I'm worthy of this. Of course I can have this. But there's also this part of you that thinks, who am I to have this? People in my environment don't have this. How am I? That's probably kind of that energy that might show up here. And can also obviously show up in relationships. Then on the 13th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. There's a separate video for that, so I will not go into this in detail. It's all I'm going to say here is that, again, this is a moon in Sagittarius, new moon in Sagittarius. This is about expansion, right? Inner expansion and then also outer expansion, where we are going now. The new frontier, I like to call it. And the question is, what is your new frontier? This is a moon in 8 degrees, so we are at the beginning of the sign. So if you have anything around 8 degrees in Sagittarius, or also Pisces, Gemini and Virgo, this is a more potent moon for you that will probably affect you on a more personal level, that, where things might show up for you. And by me, I mean for you. Even if they are seemingly negative, they are here for you, so you can work through things and grow through it as well. But again, watch that Sagittarius new moon video to get more information. So if you have any questions about this week, feel free to ask. If you want a personal reading, you can book it by clicking on the link in the description box. And anything else, I'm here for you. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will see you in the next video.